Is self-care worth running? Let's talk about it.
So now I gotta say goodbye.
Hey guys, Muddy Matt here, back with another Dead by Daylight video. Today I want to talk about the perk self-care and talk about if this perk is worth using. Self-care is one of the most used perks in the game for Survivor. Many people use this perk every game and run it on every build. I personally don't use this perk anymore. When I first started playing Dead by Daylight, which was back September of 2018, I used self-care in almost every game. I felt like it was needed and a must-have perk that I ran on all my builds. But eventually, I realized I didn't think I needed to run it anymore. I didn't feel like it was worth the perk slot. And I felt like other perks were just a better use of my slot. Now, I know some people enjoy running the perk and will continue to run the perk, and that's okay. We all decide what we want to run, and, that's fine. And so why do I think self-care isn't worth running? Well, before I get to that, my opinion's based off the red ranks, not purple and green, because stuff's kind of different. But it's generally, I think it wastes a lot of time to heal yourself with self-care when you don't have any extra bonuses like botany or anything like that. You heal yourself at 50% the rate you do compared to a teammate healing you. And on top of this, like at the high ranks, killers often like to run Sloppy Butcher, Thanatophobia, Dying Light, which all combine into a pretty ridiculous heal time. And if you're self-caring with this, it can be a big time waster and a huge advantage for the killer. So with standard self-care, it takes about 30 seconds to heal without any extra perks or anything boosting. But with a teammate, it's about half that, 16 seconds. So instead of healing yourself with self-care, you can work on generators for 30 seconds. A standard generator takes 80 seconds when you're alone. And generally the way I play is, if I get hit, I just go straight to a gen, and then once I do my find a teammate, I will heal then, either before or after the gen's done. And I think a lot of people really use self-care because they aren't as comfortable when they're injured, and I think that's a big thing for higher level players, like not higher red ranks, that they don't mind being injured because you can loop the killer still. You still have exhaustion perks you can use, like Dead Hard, which I like to use a lot. And yeah, but the goal, you gotta think of the goal of the game as well. The goal of the game is to repair the generators and to escape, and repairing as quickly as possible is obviously the best strategy. So when you're using time to heal that you could be doing gens, it adds up to be a lot of time. And oftentimes, if you self-care and you don't work on generators, then the killer will have more time to down survivors and approach generators, pressure gens, map pressure. And this is where perks like Pop Goes the Weasel can really hurt you because you weren't doing gens quick enough. And Dead by Daylight is a game about time, and the goal as a survivor is to waste the killer's time. And I think survivors need to realize that 30 seconds is a big deal in high ranks, and it can add up if a lot of players are running self-care. Maybe one could run it, but generally I think avoiding the perk. And with all this said, there's definitely a place for self-care. It has strong circumstances. Like it can be a good perk in certain areas. Like, for example, in the late game, it could be useful when you need to heal yourself, all your teammates are occupied, or killers applying a lot of pressure. You're able to heal yourself. And there are other times when you need to heal yourself, no one's around, or someone's dead, or you need to make a basement save, for example. And self-care, though, for new players, I think is a very good perk. I think it helps you learn the game. It helps you learn the fundamentals of the game before you can really get into the high-level play where you run all the broken meta perks where you realize self-care isn't needed anymore. But in general, experienced survivors don't really need to run self-care. I played against a lot of survivors. I played as survivor a lot. And if you see like people running like a whole team, generally as killer, I actually think it's good. I like going against people who run self-care as killer. I think it's beautiful because it wastes a lot of time and it just makes the game easier for me. I know the survivors aren't as strong if they're running it generally because they're self-care and they're not doing gens, so it makes it easier. And like, yeah, you can use self-care, but if there are other options as well. Like for example, aura perks like bond and empathy, or autodidact I guess would be another perk you could use. But bond and empathy, you can find teammates. It helps you out in the chase, gives you information, or even inner strength, which I think is a very good perk. Gives you we break a totem, which prevents Noah potentially late in the game, and it gives you an easy heal without. Gives you kind of two bonuses: a heal and a broken totem, which oftentimes you break the totems anyways, right? So, and the thing is, like, you have to always compare what your other options for perks are going to be. You gotta just ask yourself, is self-care worth running compared to other perks like borrow time, or exhaustion perks, or decisive strike, or unbreakable, or won't make it, or anything like that? Because honestly, like, when I go against self-care and people heal, and like the killers I like to play against, like Trapper, like I play a lot of Trapper, and they try to loot me, and I get people in their bear traps, and oftentimes it doesn't even matter, because I catch them instantly in the chase anyways. Like, their heal time meant nothing. And it's just incredible. Like, I just see a lot of people running still, and it's just makes me think, why? I'd like to hear your guys' opinions on this. Let me know what you guys think in the comments, and I hope, like, moving forward, you at least question and think about whether self-care is really a good choice compared to other perks. And I encourage anyone running self-care regularly to try and play without it. But obviously, in the end, choose whatever makes you the best survivor you can be. And I hope you guys enjoyed. If you could like, comment, subscribe, that would be great. And have a nice day.